Everybody, this is Dana again with another tutorial with Creatively Created Crochet. Now, I recently made some hats. If you have been following me, I did these hats and I posted them on From the Hook Friday. Now, these are two different hats, but they are the same exact color and stitch. But I had a request. I wanted to do something different with these beanies because one was requested not to have a bow. And it just didn't feel right just to leave these beanies just like this. I needed to add something. So I decided to go ahead and add some pom-poms. And I'm not going to be adding the pom-poms that everyone's been wearing lately, which are the faux fur. I'm going to go ahead and do the traditional pom-pom because we can't always get access to that faux fur. So I decided to do something that usually is a little simpler and a little easier. So here goes the tutorial for how to make pom-poms. Now, to make these pom-poms, you're going to need pom-pom makers. These are the two that I have. I bought these from about Michael's or Joann's a couple years ago. And this is a smaller size. I'll probably do this for my toddler beanie. This is a larger size. I'm going to do this one for my adult size. Now, there's several types and there's different sizes. You can get smaller than this and even bigger than this. But these are the two sizes I usually use. So these are the ones I bought. They actually came in a set of two, just like this. Now, you're going to need your pom-pom makers. You're also going to need some very sharp scissors. And you're going to need the yarn that you'll be working with. Now, I might be making two different types, but I'm going to start with this yarn to see if I like it with the hat or if I'll do a white instead. So let's get started. To get started, we're going to open up our pom-pom maker. Now, it comes usually closed like this, but it's very easy to open. Once we get it open, we're going to go ahead and grab our yarn. What we're going to do is we're going to start winding our yarn around our pom-pom maker. It really depends on what hand you are. If you're right-handed or left-handed. Which direction you'll go from left or right. Now for me, I like to just wind and wind and wind. Now after I've wound it enough, it should look like this. Now if you want, you can continue to wind it. And it will get bigger and bigger. Now this will be depending on how big you want your pom-pom. It'll still be a certain size in diameter, but it'll just be a little more chunkier depending on how many times you wind it. Now, after we're done with that part, we're going to have to continue winding. And in order to do that, we have to go on this side to complete our pom-pom. So what I usually like to do is, after I'm done winding, I usually like to go around just like so. And then I slide my yarn right through this crevice here. It's a little opening. Then what I do is close up this side and begin winding on this side, just like so. And it's really not hard, guys. I'm just going to do the same exact thing that I did with my other side. Same exact thing, just winding around until, and trying to keep it as close together as possible. Just winding until I am completely done. And it's about the same thickness as this side. We'll be back when I'm done. Hey guys, I'm back. Now this is my favorite part. I've got this side wound and this side as well. So what I'm going to do now is give it a good close. Now I get to cut. Like I said before, make sure you have some very sharp scissors. So what we're going to do is simply place our scissors right underneath our yarn. And right where our pom-pom maker divides, that's exactly where we'll be snipping. And we're going to go all along and just snip. And we're going to do the same exact thing on this side. And that's the reason why I say get sharp scissors, because depending on how many times you wound, it can be a little hard to get through. So next, what we want to do is we want to create a drawstring for our pom-pom. And I'm just going to use the strand because I never let go. I never cut the actual strand that we were started off with. I'm going to snip that. I'm going to go ahead and just cut another string. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half like so. And I'm going to go right around my pom-pom maker. And I'm going to give it a good tie, guys. So I've given it a quick tie, and now I'm going to show you what to do next. First, you're just going to open up each side of your pom-pom. Now, to open it, you're basically just lifting up each edge, like we did before. Doesn't look like much yet. Let's go ahead and open up the other side. And remove that as well. What you have to do now is give your pom-pom a nice fluff. Now we have our strings. Never forget where you use your drawstrings. Never accidentally cut those, guys. So now we have our pom-pom. Now there comes the shaping process. This is where those sharp scissors are going to come in hand again. So what we're going to do is cut and shape. So we'll just grab our pom-pom easily like so. And any piece of yarn that seem not to be the same length or out of shape, we're basically just going to cut them until we have the shape that we like. I usually kind of like to lay mine flat, squeezing it like so. Until I get a nice symmetrical circle. And then when I fluff it, it should be really nice and neat. See, as I'm laying it flat, I want it all to be even. So once I fluff it, it should look really nice. But again, you definitely have to have sharp scissors. And again, I usually try to open it up on different areas just to make sure it looks pretty good. If it doesn't, then again, I'll trim, I'll snip. And again, even if it's too big for whatever I'm using it for, I can still snip it down. So remember that, guys. You don't have to leave it, this size. You can trim it to whatever size you want. You just have to grab your hat or your beanie or whatever you're making your pom-poms for, guys. Whatever you're making them for, grab it and just check and give it a check to make sure it doesn't look out of proportion. Okay. I'm giving it a fluff here, guys, just to check and see if it's fluffy enough for me. How does it look? I think it looks pretty good. I think I got a couple little squiggles I can probably still trim a little bit. I usually like to do a nice trim job on my pom-poms just because I like a really neat pom-pom. But if you notice, sometimes you can snip too much and then you won't have a pom-pom at all. So you have to watch that as well. All right, guys, so we're all done with our pom-pom. Just about. Let me see. I'm going to snip that piece there. I'm going to grab my beanie, guys, and push away all of that extra. I'm going to grab my small pom-pom, and I'm going to grab my small beanie. And I'm going to just give it a quick check, guys, to see if it'll look pretty well with this. Wow. And I think it really will. I think it will fit really, really great, guys. So I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial. And it was really awesome showing it to you guys. Again, if you want to make a bigger pom-pom, use your different size pom-pom maker. This pom-pom maker was a small one, and it worked out great, and it really added a lot more to this hat. Right before I had this pom-pom on it, it did really show a really plain side. So, guys, again, this pom-pom maker is really cute. It's really nice, and it really works great if you don't have the fur. So, again, thanks for watching this video, and please like and subscribe to my channel. See you guys next time. Love ya.